Manteshwari, please stop sharing the screen. So what the personal WhatsApp you are typing, all are able to see. All are observing. Manteshwari, Manteshwari, yes, I can. तुम बातें करो. Good morning.
Good morning, one and all. Good morning to This is today's webinar.
कैसा है तुम्हारा?
It's time to welcome you, all of you. On the behalf of management, principal, HOD, and participants, I welcome today's resource person, Mr. Vinod Prabhu, Managing Director, Seven Sense Talent Solutions, Bangalore. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kumar, sir. Thank you so much.
I also welcome our beloved HOD, Dr. Ravi Adari, sir. Welcome you, sir. I also welcome my colleagues for this webinar. I also welcome all the participants for this webinar. Now, I will introduce today's webinar resource person, Mr. Vinod Prabhu. It's my immense pleasure to introduce today's resource person, Mr. Vinod Prabhu. Vinod Prabhu completed his MBA from IIM Bangalore after graduating from RV College of Engineering, Bangalore. He possesses significant and varied experience of working for Fortune 500 and multi-billion-dollar MNCs. He has worked for Delight and Touch, Hindustan Unilever, and Mercer Consulting in their consulting, marketing, and HR roles respectively. He quit his corporate career to set up Seven Sense Talent Solution, which offers skill development program to corporate educational institutes and individuals through a mixture of online classroom-based models. The company has served marquee corporate clients and continuously look out for challenging opportunities. Management has experience serving clients such as ABB, GMR Group, Gammon India, SAP India Consulting, Marico, GE, and Reliance Retail. Vinod envisions a company that would move beyond corporate clients into rural India and make 1 lakh plus rural Indian employable by 2022. Seven Sense Solutions, through its online learning and assessment portal, uses machine learning analytics to serve more than 1 lakh users every year. Vinod Prabhu is on the selection panel of IIM and also on the board of Orbinate Technologies as well as on the board of FluxGen Technologies. In his previous life as a corporate professional, Vinod has recognized by Delight and Touch as the Marvick as an honor awarded to most innovative employee in the company. He also helped launch Delight Corporate Governance market offering in India in response to Satyam scandal. He has been featured in National Entrepreneurship Network NEN as one of the talent to watch out for. He helped the government of Karnataka revamp the vocational education system in the state and which nominates for the IMB Community Service Awards. He mentors students from IIM Bangalore in the course Entrepreneurial Management conducted by the NS Raghavan Center for Entrepreneurial. He was continuously rated as the top 3 paper presentation at the Business Festival of multiple IIMs. He is a webinar of the Bronze Olive given to the most creative person in the biggest business fest of the country, Vista at IIM Bangalore. He has worked closely with Mr. Govind Rajgopalan, India head Dhaner. Okay, with this brief introduction, I hand over the platform to Mr. Vinod Prabhu. Thank you, one and all. Sir.
Thank you so much.
Vinod sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kumbar sir. Thank you so much for the very, very warm introduction. First of all, I would like to convey my sincere thanks to Dr. Ravi Adali sir, a person with immense experience in administration, in teaching, and across multiple colleges, having guided students to their success. Many thanks to Ravi Yadali, Dr. PhD, for giving us the chance to interact with the students. Many thanks to Professor D.M. Kumbar sir for organizing this session and ensuring all these students are benefited. First of all, I would like to congratulate everyone. I know many of you are in the final year. There are a few students who are in the third year as well. But for the final year students, I want to congratulate all of you for having completed your exams very successfully yesterday. Wonderful to have that relaxed feeling from academics, but this is only half the battle won. Now you no longer have that worry. The focus should be on what you need to do from a placement perspective. Let me give you an example. Before I start off the session, let me give you an example of cooking, right? Let's say it's a dish that requires a lot of preparation, a lot of detail and effort needed. But at the end, if you put too much salt, all that effort goes to waste. So it doesn't matter how much time you spent cutting the vegetables, everything else goes to waste. Virtual interviews is like that. So today we are going to look at interviews. Why is it like that? Because this is the final round. I will be presenting. I'll just give a 2-minute introduction on what the session is. This is the final round of selection. And all of us would have taken multiple rounds. Could be the written test, the technical MCQs, the technical written test, the group discussion, and finally you come to the virtual interviews. Now, if you don't do well there, it becomes a problem because all that effort goes to zero. No one gives you salaries because you came until the virtual interview round. If you get rejected in a virtual interview round, there is no difference between you and the person who was sleeping in his home and did not even attend the process. It is the same. So hence, virtual interviews very, very, very important. So why is HSIT conducting this webinar? A lot of students in academics, right? A lot of students have not been exposed to any interview, leave virtual interview. They haven't even sat in front of an interviewer physically, whether it is for internship or any other process. It's all happened in a different way. But you've never been interviewed. So that is one unknown. It's an unknown factor. You don't know what interviews are. As in, you know theoretically what interviews are, but you've never experienced the interview yourself one-on-one. Secondly, even for a few of you who have done face-to-face interviews, you don't know what virtual interviews are. How will it happen? What should I take care? Where would the feedback be noticed? Where will the performance be noticed by the interviewer? How can I improve my feedback? All of these are key factors in the student's mind, and this is what we are going to look at. In the introduction that Dr. Ravi Yadali sir gave to me about the webinar, he told me, talk to the students about the evaluation parameters. How are people evaluated in interviews? Talk to them about a few likely questions that are asked and how to answer those questions, and leave the stage open for doubt. So this is what I will do, and you who's attending the interview or who has to attend interviews in the future will be benefited. I was recruiting for both Deloitte and Hindustan Unilever, and I know what companies look at, and I even recruit now for our company, 7 Sense. And I know what companies look at, I know where students go wrong, I know where students perform well, and I'm going to give you this insight tips. So this is like leaking the exam paper to you so that you can perform well in the exam, meaning the virtual interviews. So let me just present. Just give me some time. Let me just give me 1 minute. I'm just turning on the presentation. Okay. I hope you are able to see the. So these are the 3 sections that I want to look at. If you see my screen, you will see the interview evaluation parameters here. You will see the HR questions here, and you will see a sample resume that I want to showcase to you, and how interviews are based on the resume of a candidate. This is a good resume that I have, and then I look at the HR questions in detail. So if you see the interview evaluation parameters, so these were followed by us in Deloitte. So any good MNC will follow something like this, and all of these parameters you need to do very well. So if you see the first parameter that you have, And I've kept this open. I don't want to just talk. I also want you to see how the parameter sheet is. So when you come in for the interview, whether it is virtual or physical, a sheet like this will be with the interviewer, and your performance is tracked based on it, because at the end they might not know how you've performed, how you've not performed. They might want to go back and verify how you've done. So this is important. So the first things first, a very, very underrated, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. Grooming, okay, because we are so tense about the interview, we don't worry, we focus only on making the resume, asking, preparing about the project. We forget this aspect. That is the first impression an interviewer has about you. Until you come in front, it's a name, it's a Ramesh, it's a Soumya, it's a Aftab, it's a Joseph. They don't know who you are. The first time they see you, they get a picture of who is going to probably come and join our company. And so grooming is very, very, very important. It is not about how beautiful or handsome you look. No, that is not the point of grooming. It is about how professional you look. Many students don't follow these 5 points. See, in an interview, even though the interview extends for probably 30 minutes, the decision to hire as per research is made in the first 90 seconds. So in 90 seconds, the interviewer decides to hire you or not. And the rest of the interview is spent based on, oh, okay, correct decision, was it a good decision? And so the rest of the interview is spent to prove that the first 90 seconds was correct. So in the first 90 seconds, what happens? So the grooming is seen in the first 5 seconds. For men, you might think some of these are basic, but many of you will not follow it. And I don't want that to happen. I will also give links at the end of the session to a full-fledged Infosys pattern mock interview, and I will send it to the organizers of the webinar, who will hopefully share it with you, and you will see how 2 interviewers are interviewing a candidate. After this session, I will share that with Professor Kumbar sir. Will share it with you. You will see how they grill the candidate. All of that, what I am telling here, you will see that. Firstly, you have to be in formals. So it has to be, firstly, full sleeves formal shirt. And it has to be ironed. Very, very important. Full sleeves formal shirt with nothing written here. It can't be t-shirt because I have just woken up and then come for the interview. It can't be very casual looking pair of shirt and trousers. No, formal trousers, whether it's virtual or otherwise, the trousers have to be formal. Belt, and if it's virtual, I know you will not be wearing polished shoes, but if it's a live interview, you ensure that you have polished shoes. This is the only thing. Men don't have any option. If you want to wear blazers and ties, wonderful. Please do. You might think, "Arey, how will I wear? What will the interviewer think?" No, the interviewer will be very happy. He will think, "Oh, this student is not a student. He's already a professional." Women get some additional options. You can also wear Western formals. You could also wear chudidars, salwars, saris, anything that is not too colorful, too many colors, too many designs, all of that, which is professional. So this is what women can wear. The clothes have to be ironed. Both men and women have to have a professional haircut. Ensure that it's combed, ensure that it doesn't have spikes, it doesn't have all these curls. Very, very professional haircut is needed. And this is to be followed whether it's interview or not. Well manicured nails. It should not be long nails, dirty nails, all of this. This is the basic thing which I am starting from the basics in this webinar. And then men should be clean shaven or well maintained beard. Don't think, "Oh, stubble, I don't want to shave, I have never shaved, there is no power today, the barber was closed, today is Tuesday." Don't give all those reasons. This is what the interviewer will see. If you are maintaining a beard, ensure that it is well maintained. And we see, and ideally everyone should get 5 here, women should get 4. Because this point will not be applicable for men, women should get 4. They will write the comments here. And you should get good comments for this. Now, this part that I want to highlight is the first impression part. So the grooming part is done. Next is the first impression part. And some of these points, we will see how it can be tweaked for virtual interviews. This format is exactly like we followed for Deloitte. So I want to say, so the first point here says, does the candidate knock and seek permission while entering the room? For virtual interviews, how can you do that? You can't go out of your room and then say, "Can I come in and come and sit here?" You can't do that, right? So once the screen starts, let us say when Professor Kumbar sir said, "Sir, can you start the session?" When I enabled my camera, is to greet everyone. If you have noticed, I greeted Professor Kumbar sir. I didn't say, "Yes, I'll start." Thank you, Professor Kumar. So same thing when you are sitting in front of the interviewer, thank him or her, and that is permission. Sir, is it okay? Can we conduct the interview? You ask him or her. So that is done. Greet the interviewer. Very, very important. I know now it will seem like, of course we'll greet. But that day you will be tense. You will not be greeting them. So think of this aspect as well. And 2 points you might not be able to do in virtual interviews. But you need to see that how can I ensure that this part on first impression is about confidence. If you have a smile, so if you see my talk, I have not memorized anything. I am not. I'm not speaking in a tense or a nervous manner. This is how you should speak in the interview. Don't say, sir. Don't do all this. We see a lot of students, and we can see from the camera that they are very scared. Don't do that. Have a smile through it. If you are smiling, the interviewer thinks you are confident. Even if you are not confident, you will be confident. And maintain eye contact with the interviewer. So during the interview, see in this session, I am not going to look at the webcam all the time because I have to look at the PDFs, I have to look at the messages. So I might not be looking at you, or you have no other work other than looking at the webcam. So see, this is me looking at the webcam, which means there is eye contact with everyone. This is me not doing eye contact. So I'm looking at the keyboard, I'm looking at the screen. So it looks very awkward. So when you are conducting or when you are a part of the virtual interview, always look at the webcam. If you forget to look at the webcam, you could keep a colorful post-it there next to the webcam. And if you are using a laptop and you forget to look at the webcam, you could keep a colorful post-it to keep drawing your attention to the webcam. Even here, I would want to ensure no one loses marks. No one. These are all in the first impression part. Before I go to the resume, right? Most of the interviewers, because you are all students who are 21, 22 years old, and we know that you are not experienced in undergoing interviews. So 75% of the time, meaning out of 4 interviews, 3 interviews, they'll start off with this question. Tell me about yourself. If I ask you in your VTU exam, so I know if there are students who are from different universities, but irrespective of which university you are from, if someone told you, hey, this question last year, you will definitely prepare for that question because you think it will repeat this year as well. But interview, no, we can answer. And then in the interview, they go and sit, and when this question is asked, they start off very fast and say, hello, I'm Vinod Prabhu, my father's name is Bandhana Prabhu, my mother's name is this. And then there is nothing more that they can tell. So if you are preparing for only one question for your interview, it should be this: tell me about yourself. Why? Because this is the first question asked. This is a part of your first impression, grooming, first impression, and then tell me about yourself. Secondly, the interviewer is asking this question because he wants you to perform for this question. He thinks you are the only one who knows the answer to this question, and he thinks he wants to give you confidence. On top of that, if you do then the interviewer loses all interest. So if you are preparing for one question, tell me about yourself. Don't give me details like your passport number, my brother, my sister, my hometown, my language, my religion. No, it should be interesting aspects about you. Tell me about yourself. The interviewer should be interested. So you could say, sir, I am Vinod Prabhu. I am pursuing 4th year, or I am graduated from XYZ college. And I am a person who is very interested in doing a lot of projects, sir. So you could talk about that aspect. I have done 2 hobby projects, and I have also, in my final year, my project was ABC. You could explain that in detail, shows that you're interested in technical. I'm also interested in cultural activities, sir. In our college fest, I was responsible for the sponsorship division in our cultural fest, and I was also in charge of taking care of outstation visitors, something like that. So it shows that, oh, not only technical, he's interested in doing co-curricular activities, extracurricular activities, team players. So it gives different aspects about the interviewee. So prepare on that question very, very well. Tell me about yourself. You absolutely have to prepare well. That's the first question that you have. You should speak for a minimum of 60 seconds. And tell me about yourself when you are preparing. Don't memorize, but also don't sit there and start thinking. You should know, I'm going to talk of this, and tell me about yourself. He or she will not interrupt you. Ensure that you speak that way. So very, very important in first impressions. Okay, tell me about yourself. Very, very important. Let me look at the resume part. Resume is another section for the first impression, because even before we see you, we see your resume. Let's say I finish the interview now. Before the next interview starts, I will load the resume of the candidate. I'll see what all he or she has done or not done in their academic life. So your resume should be properly formatted. This is a place where a lot of students don't put effort. The resume is not formatted, the font is different, the size is different, there is spelling mistakes in the resume, and all the sections of the resume are not there. In the project, they will keep one line. No. So the resume, I'll just show. So now I have this resume question, right? Let me just go there. So this resume section, formatted, free from spelling mistakes, and should have all the relevant sections. So let me show you a sample resume that I want to highlight. So this is a resume of one of the colleges where we train. So this is Malnad College of Engineering, Hassan. So if you see here, clear cut name. So this is what the interviewer will see, right? Clear cut name. Then there is a short address given, email and phone number. That's all at the top. So this shows the name of the college. You could also put your photo here. Otherwise, also it's fine. Very simple. If you see career objective, see there is a bullet, and then the career objective is written, very, very nicely written. If you see the academic qualifications, a simple table. The table has to be in reverse chronological order, meaning whatever you have studied now should be at the top, then your 12th, then your 10th. So this is written, year of completion. You need to be careful, 2020 or 2021, all that you enter here, and percentage you enter here. A few of the students ask, sir, my percentage is low, should I keep it or not? Definitely keep it, because if you don't keep it, we will think that it is too low. Might as well keep it there in this format only: course, institution, the board or university, and then the year of completion, and then the percentage. After that, the candidate has kept technical skills. Here, the advantage, see, if you want to make your resume in a virtual interview, you need to ensure that there is a lot of technical aspects in your resume, because the more technical questions I ask from your resume, the lesser just give me a minute, let me close this. Okay, the more technical sections that are there in the resume, the less I will ask outside. The more, see, if I've kept technical skills here, the interviewer will see this and ask on this section only, no? So keep technical aspects on the resume. From here, the next 4 sections are all technical sections. But if you say basics of C here, and if I ask you some questions on functions or pointers, or if I ask you some questions on Photoshop or on MATLAB, and if you can't answer, it will not look very nice. Because you have kept that it's a skill. At least basic questions you should be able to answer. Don't keep things here because, oh, and then if they ask, they say, no, sir, this was done in 5th sem, sir, professor was not good, sir, notes were not good, sir, this was not good, that was not good. No. If you keep something here, at least basic questions you should be able to answer. So that doesn't mean, oh, I don't know basics of anything, I'll not put anything here. You have to keep something. Like, see, this is very well demarcated: programming languages, technologies, web technologies, and design tools. So if for your respective department, if you don't have programming technologies like civil, mechanical, put what is you could keep about surveying or anything else. What is relevant and what you know, you keep here. Areas of specialization also are things that they want. See, the moment you keep things like this, the interviewer is going to ask you about it. So this is what when I was a student, someone told me, you should leave biscuits for the interviewer. And when the interviewer sees that biscuit, he's going to take it and ask you questions. So the moment you write areas of specialization and Internet of Things, the interviewer might ask, okay, so what do you know about Internet of Things? So this gives you more questions that you can answer. Question here you can guess that the interviewer will ask and you can prepare. That is what we are suggesting when you make the resume. So if you see, this section is on technical. This is also technical, right? Areas of specialization. This is also technical. So the more technical sections you have in your resume, the easier it is to answer those questions, because they will ask some questions on this. In the project, many people, what they do is they just write one line in the project for under the project section. So if you see how this person has written, she has written the title, hardware, software, and a short description about the project. So this shows the interviewer, oh, okay, let's say blind stick. If you just write blind stick, I might not know what you have done. But here, if I read one line, oh, I get to know. Okay, for blind people, how will it help them move around? And so they might ask questions on, can you use this to cross the road? What if the battery dies down? All of those questions might come. So you'll have to be prepared on these projects. So this is the format that she has done. If you see, she has continued with technical, because internship or in-plant training also she has mentioned. And that was one feedback that I gave to the student. Please ensure you elaborate in a little bit more detail. So instead of just saying I was trained in the field of telecommunication optic fibers, write what you were trained on, write what you learned, all of that you keep here. So see, 3 more internship or in-plant training, and the resume is still formatted well. But if you see here it's formatted well. Here the text goes this way in description. So here the text doesn't go. Minor the student could have done, but no problem about it. She continues with technical. If you see here, even this is technical. So the interviewer, when he sees this, he thinks, are you ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು technical ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದಾರೆ? She must be strong. And he will ask a few questions here and there. He might say, what did you learn in this technical student conference? Can you tell me a little bit about your 25 different paper presentations? So, prizes secured in this competition. All of those they might ask. So this, try to include as much of technical in your resume, but don't just include and not prepare. It will be a problem. Include and prepare. You might, if you are not good in technical, definitely this needs to be done, because if you are not in technical and you don't keep anything in the resume, the interviewer will ask what he or she feels. Even if you keep, the interviewer might still ask, but it's best to take a chance by including and preparing this. Then they have included this section on awards and achievements. So here you can see awards and achievements on different aspects. So here this is on dance, okay, dance and flash mob. This is in sports. This is in academics. This is something to do with defense. This is paper presentation. This is team player. So if you see all of these different aspects, this student has highlighted, called Ashrita. Very, very nicely done. Very, very nice. And where she has not secured prizes, she has kept it in extracurricular activities. So this is, there is no prize, but she still wants to highlight this vice chair. So this is on IEEE, shows that she is interested in technical. This was in college, as in PUC. She's highlighted that. So if you see this resume, it is an all-round resume. What I call in the resume is, it should be like a buffet. It should not just be Mosrana. It should not just be biryani. Everything should be there. And the interviewer will pick. If the interviewer in this resume is interested in IEEE, he will know, okay, this candidate can answer questions on IEEE. So that way, you give them a buffet in your resume, and if they pick one dish, you should be able to answer questions on that dish. So, and then 1 or 2 strengths that she's mentioned, and these are all her personal details and her declaration. So if you see this resume, very, very nicely done, very, very nicely formatted. All of that is done in a very professional way. So for a student, when a company professional sees this, he or she can think, okay, Ashrita is going to be a very, very good candidate if we hire her. So that is what I meant by the resume. I have not just discussed the resume, I have also discussed the resume questions as well. What might come, how can you get more questions done for the students, all of that I have discussed here. That is the resume part that you need to be prepared for in virtual interviews. In the resume, these are the questions that are also asked to the candidate. Does the candidate have basic technical knowledge in his or her hands? That's asked from your technical skills, from your projects, from your projects, from your paper presentation, which is asked here. So that is why you need to include this in your resume. And then areas of interest, which will be, she has mentioned IoT and all that, right? So all of that is already addressed by the candidate in the resume. Some questions might be asked as per this format. It will be asked on those areas. And any latest trends. So you might have to know about machine learning, robotic process automation, whatever it is in your field, whatever is the latest thing. Know 1 or 2. You might not be able to know everything. So 1 or 2, you know, if they ask, you should be able to answer. So this is about the educational background. Most of these questions are resume based, as you've seen. If your resume has a lot of details, you will score well here. You keep the details and you also prepare well. The communication aspect is one part. Many students say, sir, namdu communication immas chanagilla. How should I do well in the interview? It is not, see, we are not hiring for English professors. We are not expecting perfect communication. Even I commit errors, so do you. So that doesn't mean that we stop communicating in English. In the interview, if you feel that, oh, I will commit errors, so have a, has a, gotilla, illa am a, ara gotilla, so I will not say it, you will definitely not get selected. You might as well say it. It might be correct, or even if it is wrong, the grammatical error here and there, the interviewer also knows. He also or she also will think, when I was 20, I might have also committed errors, so they neglect. So what I'm trying to say is, do not think, oh, I will commit errors, so I will not talk. Don't do that mistake. Many people do that. We've seen people who are very good in the written test, who are very good and their professors recommend, but in the interview they are like, they don't talk. And that is because they are scared. And that is because people don't communicate in English. We don't think in English, right? See, nan matrabhashe Kannada alla. But nan yochne madodu Kannada matadovaaga nan translation madala. Hagene, most of us think in our mother tongue. And then if we have to speak in English, we translate. And when we translate, there are grammatical errors that happen. So do not worry about it. Now you can't correct that. But what I'm trying to say is, you talk. You talk. Don't get tense. If you see my pace of talking, it is not fast. It is not very fast. It's not something to intimidate. No, I'm speaking very slowly. When I'm speaking very slowly, it doesn't mean I don't know how to speak. It means I'm relaxed. If you see the entire talk, it is, you have to speak that way so that other person understands you. Secondly, your volume has to be good. And this is something you can check in a virtual interview. When the interview starts, check whether you are able to hear the interviewer clearly, and also ask the interviewer whether he or she can hear you well. Otherwise, you are talking and then there is some disturbance or the volume is not enough. It will be a problem. So might as well check with the interviewer right at the beginning. Now they also see whether you can understand the interviewer's question. When I'm asking, do you understand what I'm trying to say? And when you are answering, do I understand it well? Many people, when we ask him, like I'll give you an example, where we see half of the interview is about evaluating your communication, because we think any other skill we can learn very quickly. If you don't know a particular subject, you can learn it in probably 2 weeks, right? In detail. But communication as a skill doesn't come overnight. And half the interview is to evaluate your communication skills itself. So when, let's say a question is given, Ramesh, are you a leader? And many times the interviewee responds with, yes, sir. I would, if I was a student, I would have said this. Vinod, are you a leader? Yes, sir. I think I am. Let me give you a few examples to show why I think I am. During the fest sponsorship, I was responsible for the fest sponsorship of our college fest. We felt that we were short by 50,000 rupees. We could have gone to the college and asked for funds. But then what I did was, I had my team, we assembled in a classroom and I asked everyone where their parents worked. And since we were 20 of us, we had a target that each one of us gets in 3,000 rupees from their parents' companies as sponsorship, and we would give them a stall. Not only did we cross 50,000, sir, we gave back 10,000 to the college as our batch fund. So explain, talk to them, show them different aspects. Like I say, show them the buffet, show them this is another dish, that money back to the college, or you have done this thing for someone else. So show different aspects. It's not just about 90% we retire. If it was about marks, they would have taken your mark sheet from the college and given jobs. They want personalities. They want people to work with them. So explain. When you are explaining in detail, it shows that it is true. If you only say, yes, sir, I'm a leader, I'm a team player, I'm this, I'm that, there's nothing to support that. Support it in the interview. And this, when you're using local language, fillers, all of that, that's okay. If you use, you can't correct it in a short time, but try to keep it in your mind, not to use Allah, kya hai? Don't use any other word. See, when I am talking with you, if I am using a sentence in Kannada, it is to connect with you. But in an interview, even if you know the interviewer knows Kannada, don't speak in Kannada, don't speak in Hindi or any other language. If they talk, you answer in English. Okay, so not a problem. And then if they ask a question in Kannada by any chance, hey, Namuro, sir, Ur Tumba Chanaide, sir, Davangereism, and then continue in English. So they should not think that they are asking in Kannada and you are responding in English. Answer one sentence in Kannada and the rest in English. So very important. But don't use fillers and don't, because they might not understand what you are saying. Don't use bro. I have had interviews where people call me bro, because that is how you are talking to your friends, right? By mistake, that comes in here also. So let me tell you, bro, about my project is how they say. And it is not based out of disrespect. That is how they talk. So don't do that in the interview. This is one place where candidates don't score well, because they prepare on everything else: grooming, tell me about yourself, HR questions, technical questions, resume-based questions, this, that. They forget about this. So the question asked by the interviewer is, why do you want to join Infosys, or why do you want to join this company? Sir, because, and they get stuck. Sir, it's my dream, sir, it's my childhood dream. No. If you ask me, I would say this. Why do you want to join Infosys, Yes, sir. Sir, Infosys is, as we all know, a big brand that was started in Karnataka. It was started by 5 wonderful people. I've heard a lot about the Infosys training program in Mysore. So many people say that it's an amazing training program, an amazing location, and people who get trained by Infosys and clear do very well in their careers. That is point one, sir. Point two, I have spoken with 2 seniors of our college who are working in Infosys. And they have told me that Infosys projects are very good, work-life balance is very good, and the office atmosphere is wonderful, politics is very less. So that is another reason that I like working in Infosys. Third, I see that Infosys is doing very well. I saw the latest results of Infosys, and I see that it is growing faster than its competitors. So for me, growth opportunities are very good in Infosys. Fourthly, I have seen on Glassdoor and LinkedIn the response by team members about Infosys culture, about Infosys pros and cons is very, very good. So for all these reasons, sir, I want to join Infosys. Do not say salary, do not say on-site, don't say this. This is how you can answer that particular question. Don't say, sir, college forced me to sit for this interview. Sir, first company, that's why I'm sitting. I want a job, sir. This is, see, I've answered like how I would want students to answer. That shows that you have done some research. That shows it is not a memorized answer. That shows it's not a forced answer. Correct? And that tells me that if you are interested, there is a greater chance, no guarantee, there's a greater chance that you will join if we give you the offer. And finally, there are some HR questions. I will come to that HR questions subsequently. And these are the questions that you should also be prepared. See, technical questions, if you don't answer, any interviewer will understand. See, resume-based technical questions you should answer. So randomly, if I ask you something in technical, tell me about Carnot cycle, or tell me about D flip-flop, or if I ask you about kernel-based questions in computer science, you might not be able to answer. Resume-based technical questions you should answer because it's in your resume, you have done it. HR questions you should answer. Because there are only some 30-40 type of HR questions. If you are not able to answer those questions, if we say, what are your strengths? And you're like, oh, sir, strengths. The image of the interviewee is lost forever. So I will come to the HR questions subsequently. This is the HR questions part. I'll come to these questions. You will also have to prepare on these HR questions. And whenever an HR question is asked, elaborate. Show them your energy. Show them. See, I am much older than you, but you see the energy in the session. It is not because, oh, the college has paid or someone has paid. No, I am doing this session only for you. I am doing this session free of charge. But you still see my energy. Still see the energy. That is how you should have an interview. The interviewer should hear you, see you, and say, whoa, parvail, hire man. That is the impression you should give. And then these technical questions might come. Like I said, these technical questions, if you don't answer, it is still, because not every technical question you will be able to answer, but basic questions in your department and questions in the resume, technical questions you should be able to answer. Last impression is very, very important. Let us say I tell you, okay, Ramesh, thank you for your time. You please go. Many people just switch off the camera and walk away. No, you should also thank, sir. Thank you so much for spending time with us, sir. I hope it was a good session for you too. I loved being interviewed by you. Thank you so much for the opportunity, sir. Have a good day. So shows communication, shows that you're relaxed, shows that you're confident. So when this is the sheet and overall comments on hired, rejected, selected, 50-50, borderline case, all of those we write here for recommended to join this team, all of that we used to write here. This sheet I will share with Professor Kumbar sir, who will share it with you. I also want to look at a few HR questions. Just give me some time. I'll stop sharing this and I will share the HR question. 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. Where is the PPT part? Let me just, can one of you unmute and tell me whether they can see my PPT? Can you see my PPT? Can anyone tell me?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay, no problem. You could just give me 1 minute. Let me just see if the PPT part can come. Just give me 1 minute. I don't know why that tab is not coming. So it's okay. I have the PPT. That's why I have a backup. So I have the PPT as well. Okay. So let me just go to the. Okay. I'll go via the PDF only. So if you see, this is also a sheet that I'm sharing with Professor Kumbar sir after the session. And I wanted to tell you, for job opportunities, for tips like this, for videos, for shortcuts, our YouTube channel is called 7 Sense Aptitude Prep. Please do subscribe. Our Telegram channel is called subscribe there. You will have the mock interview videos, all of that being shared with you. I will request Professor Kumbar sir to also share the links to this session, which I will share with him. He will share with all of you hopefully after the session. Please do watch it. Many job opportunities are shared there. See, we generally share it with the college students. So here, for let's say, I'll give HSIT's example. I share a few opportunities that we get with Ravi sir. But if you are from a college where we don't share it with anyone in your college, and if you don't have access to this some other college elsewhere, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as the Telegram channel. The link will be shared by sir after the session. So these two questions are very similar. The most commonly asked HR interview questions. You have to prepare, like you said, 60 minutes, 60 seconds. You have to ensure that the interviewer is very, very interested in what you say. Don't just tell them, sir, my father's name, mother's name, brother's name, 7 Sense, this college, that college. No, not just that. You tell that. But beyond that, what is there is something that you need to tell. And I've explained that at the beginning of the session. When they ask, what are your strengths? Or what are your weaknesses? That's another commonly asked HR question. See, I can't look at technical questions in this session because we have students from different branches. We also have mock interview packages where we conduct mock interviews for the students one-on-one. Details of it are all on our YouTube channel. When I ask you about your strengths, please don't say, sir, team player, leader, creative. No. Don't give me a list. Give me 2 or 3 points and give examples. So if you think you are a team player, why? Sir, I am a team player, sir. I strongly believe that I work well in teams, especially during the blood donation organized in our college. It was organized and it was stopped, and then we took the initiative and arranged one by Lions Blood Bank, and we got 393 blood units, sir. Not only people from our college, we had even people who were outside our college, the neighboring villages also came and donated blood. Something like this shows that you are a team player. So don't just say one word, explain with 3 or 4 sentences with what has happened. That is the entire essence of HR interview questions. This is a trap question. If you are a UG student and they say you're not done your PG, why don't you do an MBA, or why don't you do this, why don't you do that? Yes, sir, I'm thinking, I've applied. Don't say all of this. No, sir, family financial condition is not very good, so I want to start working as soon as possible. No, sir, I'm not interested in MBA right now. I might be doing it after 3 or 4 years. Things like that you explain. Yes, sir, I've applied. Yes, sir, I've got joining. No, nothing. Don't show off to the interviewer there. This is another trap question. So this question might not come to you as a fresher. Let me think of a few more questions that you would get. Let me just look at this. If they ask you, another commonly asked, someone who's not on mute though, please can you be on mute? There's someone who's not on mute though. Yeah, thank you. So if I ask, can you relocate? I've also, these are the questions which I want you to prepare on. Tell me about yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Why do you want to join us? I gave the example of Infosys that time. So that means every company that you attend, please do the research. See what the company is doing. If you don't know, then the interview thinks, you don't want the interviewer to think that way. One interviewer think you are interested, that is why you join. Another commonly asked interview question is, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? If you see this question here, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? And there are some heroes who sit and answer. Never girls don't answer, but there are some boys who answer. Sir, I want to be in your chair in 5 years. So this is not a movie dialogue, it's an interview. So don't answer like that. Don't say CEO, you want to be CEOs. So the best way to answer to these questions is say, when I join Infosys, sir, I want to spend the first year, or any company, I want to spend the first year getting trained well. I want to understand how the teams work, how to act with clients, the deliverables, the timelines, all of that I want to learn in the first year. Sir, I also want to spend a lot of time on these online courses in the company because I am a bachelor, so I can spend that time in the company. In years 2 and 3, I want to start owning small modules of work, small modules which I will be responsible for. And slowly the newcomers who are joining, I want to mentor them and I want to guide them. And in years 4 and 5, I want to look at interacting directly with the client, probably look at as a team lead option or a project lead by then, and hopefully learn. So indirectly, you're still saying that you want to be in Infosys for 5 years. You also know how the industry was, that you are very mature to answer this. 5 years, don't say, sir, I want to be married, I want to go on site. No, that is not what they're asking. Okay, so that is very, very important when you want to look at. So all of these questions you will have to prepare. What makes you angry? Are you open to taking risk? All of these you can prepare. This thing that I want to highlight. Okay, I can't look at all the 50 questions. I'm looking at the most likely questions in this. What are your hobbies? Many students say, sir, sleeping, movies, PUBG. No, it might be your hobby. It might be your favorite hobby. Don't answer that in the interview. See, when you say PUBG, imagine someone who is 40 years old. Even I play PUBG, that's different. But if it's someone else, they think, oh, this person wastes time. He sits up late, plays PUBG and doesn't do anything. That's the perception. So don't say something as a hobby which is very easy to do, like sleeping, eating. Don't say that as a hobby. Show some skill. Sir, I'm very interested in gardening. Sir, interested in dance. And don't just say that hobby. Sir, I'm very interested in Bharatanatyam. I started studying this since I was 6 years old, and I study under Guru XXX, what is her name or his name. And then not only have I've done my Ranga Pravesh at where it was conducted. I've given over 100 shows in colleges, in function halls, to the government. So you explain that way. Then it shows that it's a hobby. It shows creativity. It shows skill. It shows discipline. It shows talent. It shows risk taking, right? If you are a dancer who goes out, it is risky because the dance might not go well, audience might not enjoy. So how do you answer? So don't just answer in one word. Don't just say gardening. If gardening is your hobby, this is how I would answer. Sir, I love gardening a lot, sir. We have a small garden in our home. I know I am from Bangalore, but we have a small garden. And I try to grow different types of plants there, sir. It could be something that we could use in our kitchen. Also use flowering plants. I have a small section for medicinal plants. I learned from my grandmother. And every time there is a new technique or a new menu, or we try to mix it and see whether it grows or not. We also try hydroponic. So all of this shows that you really do. If you just say gardening, what is it? Watering the plant, watering one coconut tree outside your home. That is not gardening. That is not a hobby. So hobby is something that you spend time on, and you are interested. Okay. So they might ask you biggest achievements till date. What is your biggest achievement? And you could, don't say something small. Think of this question and see whether it is marks, whether it is some prizes one picked, whether it is some skill that no one else has. Think of what it is, finalize it, and explain in 5 or 6 sentences. Okay, so always communication is a very important thing. Suddenly, see, if I ask you this question, what are biggest achievements till date? It will take you some time to think. But if it's an HR question, if you are prepared for this question and you can answer spontaneously, Don't memorize and say, sir, my biggest achievement was taking part in the LCC parade in New Delhi, and I won the. No, not like that. It should not look memorized. Sir, if you're asking me about the biggest, even if you're prepared for this question, yes, sir. Let me think, and then you can answer. So don't appear that you have spent time memorizing these answers. So all of these questions, some of these might not be relevant. Are you demanding as a boss? They might not ask you right now. These questions might come. Given me an example of your creativity. It could be a problem that you faced in your HM project. Sir, we had to get components, electronic components for our project from SP Road. Generally, we would have gone in March and gotten it, but then we realized because of lockdown, we could not go. So I went to our college and requested our HOD to give me the components on loan. And I guaranteed that when I finish the project and before I take my certificate, I will ensure that those components are substituted and something like that, some small problem. Where were you creative? See, most of these questions I'm thinking now and answering. You will have to prepare because you are attending the interviews. So all of these, you think, see, what do you know about our company? This question is asked in different ways. Why do you want to join us? Why should we hire you? See, this is another way of asking what are your strengths. So all of these questions, if you prepare, so see, interview, let's say interview has 100%, right? Out of this, the grooming, first impression, all of that is 20%. Your resume is, let's say, is 20%. Your resume-based questions is 20%. Your technical questions is another 20%. Your HR questions is 20%. I'll repeat this. In an interview, 100% is there. After that, 20% is grooming, whether you are smiling, communication, all of that, right? That is the first impression part we get in a candidate. Next 20% will be the resume. How does it look? Is it impressive? Is it formatted? Good. The next 20% will be questions on the resume. Can you tell me about this project? Can you tell me about that paper and all of that? The next 20%, the fourth 20% will be technical questions. The last 20% will be HR questions. You don't have to score 100 on 100 to get the job. But if you neglect everything saying, oh, this I can avoid, that I can avoid, this I will think there, this I will not be able to answer, then you will score 0. So try to increase your marks. Even if you feel you are weak in technical, imagine that 20% you don't get, no problem. The other 80% you should get. No? And if you are getting 80%, that job is yours. The resume-based technical questions you should be able to answer. Randomly, if you ask a technical question, if you are not able to answer, no problem. Many people don't prepare for interviews because they think, oh, what is the use in preparing? I'm not strong in technical. No problem. We know how students are. We know how they study. We know they study based on modules. They study based on options. They study to clear the exam. Yes. So, but you are like any other student, right? But if you prepare well in the other aspects, wonderful. Resume-based technical questions you ask. All of this, if you do, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be amazing. So that is what I wanted to highlight to all of you. It's 11:54. I also want to give you time now to ask me questions if you have any. I don't know if you are. I will keep the screen on so that any question that I see, I can also show to all of you. I know the screen is on. If any questions are there, okay, I will share the screening channels here as well. Anyone else who wants to, I'll just read the question as well. Wishing good morning. So please send in this group. I will share feedback link. I don't have it. Will be with the college. YouTube channel will be 7th and aptitude. If any other questions, please do ask. You can unmute yourself or you can ask in the chat box. Please do ask. I think is all open for you. Any questions? Which book to refer for aptitude? Ramai Ammar asks which book to refer for aptitude. See, even on our 7th Sense aptitude prep, not just book, we have solved lessons, videos for all the aptitude concepts. So you could refer that. But if you want to refer a book because you're comfortable reading a book for aptitude, I would recommend, I have typed the name of the book here, R.S. Agarwal. You could use that. But if you don't understand how to solve, what is it, please refer to the YouTube channel as well, because there we have solved, we have explained. So for each concept, we have 4 or 5 videos. You will get the concepts, you will get the questions, all of that. So 1 minute. Fahmida Sheikh, it was a valuable session, sir. Thank you so much. Feeling confident. Thank you. Nitya Patil says for programming. 1 minute. So, okay. I might lose the question. I'll go back. Nitya Patil says for programming at least for C, use Balaguru Swami. for basics, you see, and or Yashwant Kanetkar. That is for programming. So I will just mention the name Balaguru Swami for C or Yashwant Kanetkar. Okay. That is the response to, I don't know who asked it, Nitya Patil. Sir, many companies ask for one-page resume, Omkar Dabade. So what will be the best practice to fit everything in one page? So one-page resume, then what you use, right? You can still do a one-page resume where you change the formatting of this. Omkar Dabade, if you email us, if the college shares the email, we will send you a sample one page. So this info@7senstalent.com. If you email, we'll send you a sample one page resume so that you can see how all of this can be restricted in one page also. Many people ask for one page because students write stories which are not relevant. But one page resume, all of this info that I showed of Ashita can be put in one page. So I will do that as well. Omkar Dabade asks, Kritika Nagarali, sir, please send the resume pattern. It will be helpful for us. Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful session. I will share this with the organizers. I don't have access to your WhatsApp group or any group that was created. I will share it with the organizers who will hopefully share it with you. I will share the HR questions document. I will share the interview evaluation parameters. I will share the resume pattern as well. 3 things I will share with the organizers. Sir, what if Sahana Budasi asks, sir, what if suppose we don't know the answer? So let's say you ask me a question on Internet of Things. Vinod, can you tell me something about Internet of Things? Can Mahantesh sir please be on mute?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, can you be on mute for a minute?
Sir, good morning. Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. 1 minute. Can you be on mute, sir? I'm just answering.
Sir, in group discussion, what questions?
Can you be on mute for a minute, please? I'm just answering someone else. I will give you the chance to ask. Huh? Can you please be on mute? Okay, so Sahana asked, if we ask the question and we don't know the answer, let's say someone asked me about Internet of Things. I don't know the answer. Without saying, sir, no, don't do this. Sir, I'm sorry, I do not know the answer to that question, but I will, after the interview, I will go and ensure that I know about it, sir. My apologies. So you can say that, but you can't use this for every question. Every question and ask, sir, tell me about your strengths. Sorry, sir, I don't know the answer to these questions. Don't do that. So for questions that are technical and you don't know, you can say, sorry, sir, I do not know the answer to this question. If you have not heard or if you have not understood the question, you can ask them to repeat. Sir, sorry, but can you please repeat the question, sir? There was some disturbance. I could not hear you clearly. That is it. If it's a live interview also, sir, can you please give me some inputs? Can you please repeat the question again, sir? You can ask. Sir, work culture in corporate nowadays, Aman Kumar, it's become very demanding, especially after Corona. People know that jobs are very difficult to come. And because it is work from home for many companies, they are giving a lot of work. I see my wife as well. It's just too much work given. And there's corporate is about how well you work, how well you present what you have done, how good relationships you have with your superiors, with your peers, with your juniors. So it's a combination of all of this. You can't just be working and be rude and expect to grow, or you can't just talk well but don't work. You have to be, like I said, buffet. You have to work well, you have to be groomed well, communication has to be good, you have to interact well, be friendly with everyone. So it's a combination, like a buffet. Life is like a buffet. You can't just be good at one thing. What we were told in Deloitte, it has to be like a tea, meaning communication, skills, hard work, smartness, creativity, and you should be excellent in one of these, meaning it should be in depth, this tea. So this is depth, breadth, different aspects. In one aspect, you have to be the expert. That is the tea life, tea mode. Remember this in your life. Sangeeta Raga, sometime video resume, for video resume format, you could focus on the tell me about yourself part in the video resume. That could be the video resume where you talk. Hello, I am Vinod Prabhu and I am doing my 7sem in this college, SGBIT or whichever college you want, HSIT, I don't know which college you are from. You can mention that and then say, I am a fabulous team player. You could talk about, tell me about yourself in the video resume. Your projects, your presentation paper, all of that you could do. Meghana Acharya, wonderful question. Many job opportunities are there, even though for 2020 batch, for 2021 batch, whichever batch you are from, amazing opportunities are there. That is the reason I gave the YouTube channel as well as the Telegram channel. People who subscribe there can see how many opportunities we have posted for 2020, 2021. Paytm, Intel, Cisco, Amazon, Google, all of those are posted. All of those you can apply from any college, any percentage, any criteria. Subsequent interview rounds will be tough. See, you might think, "Arey, nandil agatappa yak apply madu." But if you don't apply, you will never get that job. Apply and see, so you know where you stand. We give across from 3 lakh packages to 30 lakh packages are there. Megan Acharya, that's a wonderful question. That is the reason we've given the YouTube channel and the Telegram channel. You get those job openings there. So if it is your college placement officer that we are in touch, we will share with them, they will share with you. Like Ravi sir shares with HSIT students. But I don't know which college you are from. So I can't reach your placement officer without knowing them. Ravi sir, even though he's not in the placement department, when I share with him, he gives it to the entire college. But your college, if we are not in touch with your placement officer, if some other college, right, you please follow the Telegram and the YouTube channel. Okay. Sir, what if we don't have any achievements? There will be something. Some point, if you feel at the end there is nothing, then don't have that section. But strongly suggest that you keep a section in achievements. It need not be like, "Oh, I got this prize from the Prime Minister of the country." No, what you think has been an achievement. It could be highest in one subject in one semester. It could be volunteering work for Helpage India, whatever it is. That is your achievement. You keep it there. Don't have that section. See, either have the section and keep 2 or 3 points, or don't have the section. But generally, they might ask you best to keep it. Think of something and keep it. Okay. Thank you, Sana. Can you share the sample? They ask of topic they give. No, they don't give branch-related topics, Mahesh. I think Mahesh, that was the question. They give topics that test. You see, there are 3 kinds of topics. This is not the session for group discussion, but I will tell that there are 3 kinds of topics in group discussion. One, where they give you creative topics. Meaning, in subgroup discussion, they'll say orange. The topic is orange. You have to talk about that. Or they give a dot and you have to talk about it. So one type of topic is creative. Second type of topics will be controversial. They will say women are better managers than men. North Indians are not as good as South Indians. Or some controversial topic they will give. Or Indians are not as good as Americans when it comes to something. I don't know. It's a controversial topic. So they want to see how you debate. So the creative topics, they want to see how creative you are. How can you take up an idea and develop it. Controversial topics, they see how you discuss in a balanced manner. How you don't let emotions control you. All of that they see the controversial topics. Then they give knowledge-based topics. They might talk about something that is happening in the outside world now. Reliance and the investments in Reliance. TikTok should be banned. So you can't just say, so you have to read the newspaper to understand what is happening. TikTok, they want to ban in, they were banned in India. They're also going to ban in the US. Microsoft wants to buy TikTok in the US. So TikTok wants to move all of this. So you will have to read the newspaper. So 3 types of topics in group discussion, Mahesh. So it's not branch related. There is so much emphasis on skills than academic. Yes, because they are not worried about your marks to pass. See, if the cutoff is 60%, whether you have 61 or 91, that doesn't matter. After that, they want to know, tomorrow if I give you the job, what can you work? You will be well versed in any skill. So the basic language of your basic tools of your department, you will have to be prepared, because that is why they are hiring you, right? So keep that in mind. Some skills you need to have. You need not have to write many. 2 or 3 skills are also enough. Okay. Sangeeta Raga said, okay. How to find a job? Who told you, Mahesh Babu, that all jobs ask for experience? Everything channel. If you don't have Telegram, I strongly suggest that you download that app. Telegram app, you subscribe to our channel. Every job that we have posted there is for freshers. Freshers mean 2020 and for 2021. Even 2021 are freshers, right? Because they are not yet graduated, 1 more year, but jobs are only, we don't post any jobs with experience. Mahesh Babu. Which are the programming languages you must know? Ask Sushma. C, C++, Java, Python. If you know these 4, wonderful. If you know only one, let it be C. Sushma Puja. Feedback link, the college will have to post. I don't have the feedback link, Dhanush. Ritika Nagarali, which book do you suggest for defense aspirants? Sorry, I don't want to answer questions where I don't know the full response. I don't know about defense aspirants, NDA exams. I don't know, Ritika. Sorry, so I don't want to give a misleading answer. Sangeeta Raga, thank you, sir. Very interested questions. Meghanacharya, lovely question. Most HRs ask us about expected salary. How do you answer that? Correct. Now, what happens is some companies might advertise salaries, some companies might not advertise salaries. If they have advertised the salary package is 4 lakhs. What is your salary expectation? If they ask in the interview, they already told it's 4 lakhs. If you say, sir, my salary expectation is at least 50,000 a month, meaning 6 lakhs in a year, the interviewer will think, oh, no, expectation is too high. Even if you give the offer, he'll keep searching, he will not join. Or if you say, sir, any salary, sir, 2 lakhs is also okay. The interviewer feels candidate is not confident, he's really desperate. Why is he not confident? Is he not good? It gives doubts in the minds of the interviewer. If you give a figure higher, the interviewer doubts whether he will join. If you give a figure lower, the interviewer thinks, why is this candidate saying so low? He's good, but is he not really good? The interviewer doubts himself and the candidate. So how I would answer is, whether they're given the salary or not, I would answer like this. So all of you just notice how I would answer. If you answer anything like this, even 50% of how I'm talking, right, the job is yours. Vinod, what are your salary expectations? Hello, sir. Sir, I'm a fresher. For me, when I decide to join a company, there are different important factors, like the brand of the company, the kind of work that I will do, the kind of technology that I'm in, the work culture in the company, and all the opportunities that I'll get in the company. Salary is one aspect, sir. It's not the most important aspect. I'm a fresher. I don't have responsibilities to pay loans, etc. Now, my parents tell me the first 5 years focus on learning, focus on work, focus on growing your skills, developing your skills, growing your career. So for me, salary is not the most important part. And any good company or any good MNC will give a salary that is based on my skills. I'm happy to accept anything that the company offers. Simple. Shows communication, shows a very mature answer, and shows that you're not just focused on, because every interviewer will think, if I'm giving 4, tomorrow company gives 4.5 and this guy gets selected, he will join there. What is the point? So you always answer like this. And then they might ask, okay, what do you know about our company? That question might come after that, right? So if you're prepared for this HR question, you can answer. If you say, sir, brand is important, work culture is important, all of that is important, salary is not important. Then if they ask, what do you know about the company? Sir, I don't know. Then it's a problem, right? So that is why we say, if you prepared for the HR questions, you will stand a very good chance of getting the job. So that was Meghanacharya's question. Any other questions that we have? The feedback link, Dr. Kumar sir, I hope it is shared with you. If not here, they will be sharing it. You got the link for this session via WhatsApp, right? You'll get it there as well. You can please post the feedback to the session even in the chat box or in the feedback. So that is it from me. I'll hand over the session to Kumar sir, who will then take over the session.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir, please.
Sir. It was a very good session. So can we continue, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, one and all. It's time to offer a vote of thanks. On the behalf of management, principal, HOD, and participants, I wholeheartedly thanks Mr. Vinod Prabhu, Managing Director, 7th Sense Talent Solutions, Bangalore, for the presentation of knowledge, for sharing the information about the topic, mastering virtual interview and getting first job. Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful session.
Sir, Kumar sir, just one thing. I am also going to share 3 documents with you: the HR questions, the evaluation parameters, and the resume template. Please ensure all the students get it, sir, because I don't have access to them.
Hello, sir.
Sir, I'm going to share the evaluation parameters, the HR questions, and the resume. Please ensure you share it with the students, sir.
I will share, sir.
So thank you, Vishaka, for your feedback.
Hello. Sir. Hello.
WhatsApp link. Just give me
sir?
1 minute. I'll share the WhatsApp link. Just give me 1 minute. For the mock interviews, I'll also share the WhatsApp link. Just give me 1 minute before I post it.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Sir, Kumbar sir, anything else, sir?
Sir, continue. I'll continue, sir.
How do I share the WhatsApp link? My WhatsApp is not getting connected here.
Hello. Sir. Thank you for your wonderful session, sir. With very good examples, practical examples you have given to our students, to all the participants. So they will definitely helpful them to succeed in their life. Okay. I take this opportunity to thank our beloved HOD, Dr. Ravi Eliyahu sir, for their encouragement, guidance, and continuous support throughout the organization of this webinar. Thank you so much, sir. I thank all my colleagues for their support throughout the organization for this webinar. I sincerely thank all the participants for their active participation and patient listening. Now I am going to share the feedback link in the chat box. Thank you one and all.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, so for people who spoke about the session, if you see the job openings posted here, last one was posted on City. It is full-time opportunities for 2020 and 2021. This is our Telegram channel. They are put here. This, if you see, this is for City. Someone asked, it's only for experienced people everywhere. City 2020 and 2021 batch. If you help for mock interviews, we are also helping them. This is about internships. Let me just go back. Just give me, if you look here, this is for Capgemini. All of these are posted here. Hexaware company details are posted here. Paytm full-time and internship. See the batch 2020 and 2021. Paytm 2020 and 2021. Hexaware, this is for 2021 batch. All other information from different companies, everything is posted. Google, Intel, everything is posted. 2020, 2021 batch. Don't worry. See, when HSIT, when Ravi sir has taken the lead in organizing this, he ensures that all of you also get those additional opportunities, irrespective of which college. This is not only for HSIT students, right? So he is organizing this so that everyone from other institutions also get benefited. Dr. Ravi sir is responsible for HSIT students, yes, but he also takes care of students from other colleges. So look at the WhatsApp channel. If you see questions asked, artificial intelligence, everything is mentioned. Google internship for 2021, everything is here. Okay, so please look at the channel. TCS Code Vita, all the details are personally gone. Goldman Sachs recruitment. Some of these for 2020, some of these for 2021. No experience links are posted at all on our channel. 5,870 people, 587. These many people are there. If you see the number of people who are there, these are the number 5877. So all of these are freshers only. Thank you, Dr. Kumar sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Please, the feedback link is now given. Please do click and give your feedback. That will help all of us.
Sir?
No, I said the feedback link is given. I requested the students to fill in the feedback.
Okay.
Is that all, sir? Can I leave the session?
Now we'll leave.
Okay, sir. Thank you
Please
so much.
stop, sir.
Yes,
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Ravi sir is in the session, sir?
Sir, he is not in the session,
Okay.
meeting, I think.
Okay, sir. No problem. I'll speak to him.
anything we want to share with the students, we will share with the confirmation with the Ravi sir.
Okay, sir. Sure. Huh?
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank
Okay.
you, sir.